Hi, everyone. My name is Peter. Thanks for joining me at Our Worship Sound, where we're working to make worship keyboard technique and technology easier. I want to talk in this video about how to create smoother key changes between songs, because one of the things that can make a huge difference in making your worship set flow is to create good key changes and smooth transitions between songs. So here are 4 tips on how to create better key changes between your songs. Number 1, look for chords that are common between 2 different keys. So let's say we're playing a song that's in the key of C major, and then we're going to transition to a song in the key of B flat major. One of the easiest ways to make smooth key changes is to look for chords that are in both keys. And I have something to help you do that, and it's this chord reference sheet. And if we look at this, we can see which chords are in both keys. So we'll go down to C and B flat, and we compare these chords. And all this is we're taking the major scale for each key and building a chord off each one of those notes. So for C, here are the chords we have available to us in C major. For B flat, it's these. And if we look at this, we're going to see that there are 2 chords that are in common between both keys. We both have D minor and both have F major. And I think there is a better choice between these two. If we use D minor, we're using the 2 chord of C major and the 3 chord of B flat major. And I think it's going to be really difficult to make that sound natural because the 3 chord is not that, it's more of a transition chord, it's more of a color chord, and it's going to sound like you're up to something if you try to use that. So I would recommend that we steer toward the F chord, which is going to be the 4 chord of C major and the 5 chord of B flat. So we might end up doing something like this, where we end the song in C major on the F, and then we're really close to being able to play in B flat. And that's a very natural change. So first of all, look for chords that are in both keys. Sometimes, though, you're going to be working with 2 different keys that don't have any chords in common. Say, for example, we're going with C major, and then we have to transition to A major. If we were to look at the chord reference sheet, we would see that there aren't any chords that are in both keys. So in that case, we want to start looking at common notes, notes that are in both scales. So if we look at C, we know that C is all natural. So all the naturals in the A major scale are going to be in common. That's A, B, D, and E. So what we do is we start to fade out the notes that are only in the first key, and then we play notes that are in both, and then we transition toward notes that are in just the second key. So here's what I mean by that. Let's say again that we're going to end the chord end the song in C major by landing on the 4 chord. Okay, what we can start to do is start to work toward those notes that are in common. So it's kind of a 3-step process, and it's very gradual. You start to eliminate the notes that are not in the second key. So we're gonna change like the F's to E, okay? And then we start to just work through notes that are in both, and then we land on the new key. Okay, so look for common chords. If that doesn't work, then look for common notes. And the third approach is to go ahead and change the key for one of the songs. If we look at, again, this C major to A major transition, and we look at this chord reference sheet, we can see that these are spaced apart a little bit on the chord reference sheet. So the farther apart they are on this, the more difficult it's going to be to find common chords, okay? But what we could do is, instead of going C to A, we could change the first song up a step and go D to A, and then that gives us more options for chords. Okay, between D and A, we're gonna have, I believe, 4 chords in common: the D, F sharp minor, A, and B minor. So we could use any of those chords to work toward a smoother transition. Or we could change the key for the second one. So instead of going D to A, we change the first one back to C, and then we lower the second one and go C to G, because then we see that C and G are next to each other. And again, we're going to have 4 different chords that we can use. So look at changing the key for one of those songs if you really want a smoother transition. The 4th strategy for changing keys between songs is not one for a smooth key change, but it can be really effective. Let's again take the C major to A major. Say we we land on the 4. The fourth strategy is just to do a direct, kind of abrupt change. Okay. Now this has a little bit more of a dramatic effect. It can kind of steer our thoughts or our emotions in a new direction. It needs to be done on purpose. It needs to be done with a sense of conviction. Okay, you can't just kind of be wimpy and be like, just kind of sneak into it. You want to use it. It has to be, not that it has to be loud, but do it with a sense of purpose. Okay. Now, as far as this chord reference sheet, this is part of what I have available as a music theory guidebook, because if you know certain things about music theory, it's going to make a lot of what you do on piano and in leading a worship set, it's going to make it a lot easier. It's just going to help you give you more ideas and give you a better sense for how to approach different challenges. So you can get this this music theory guidebook if you go to ourworshipsound.com/music theory. And just put in your first name and your email address, and it is free. So you get that right away. So it's just a few pages of a PDF that you can download. Just kind of lays out what's really important for you to know about music theory and how it can help you. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe for notifications on future videos, and leave a comment below, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you soon.